listening to Speaking with One Voice with Rodney Payne. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics you'd like discussed on the show, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. That's rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. You can also search for us on Acast, Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Just look for Speaking with One Voice. Now, here's your host, Rodney Payne.
Hello and welcome to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Super excited to be with you again this week on Speaking with One Voice, the podcast devoted to developing you and or your leadership team. Thank you so much for continuing to support us. We'd love to have you following us on all of our social media platforms. Please click on the link wherever you're watching here, subscribe. And if you're on our YouTube channel, we want you to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know when you get a new episode. If you're on audio platforms, subscribing is great. And we also would love to hear from you. So you can follow us on all of our social media platforms, including TikTok, at Rodney R. Payne, at Rodney R. Payne. Listen, I'm excited to be back with you, and I want to continue talking about this foundation of leadership. I want to make sure that we understand that we have to invest in leadership all the time. We must continue to grow our leadership as well as look for ways to enhance our operations and opportunities. So today I want to talk to you for a few minutes about the power of vision in leadership. This is a part of a series I'm doing called The Foundation of Leadership, and I want to continue to deeper dive into this process of leadership. It's really become kind of an overused phrase, if you will, kind of watered down and in some cases not taken seriously. But I want to tell you, I am 100% convinced that everything rises and falls on leadership, just like John Maxwell has said. We must understand that leadership doesn't just happen. There's a certain amount of organic growth that you can experience in leadership. You can learn in the school of hard knocks by trial and by fire. But the best leaders understand the value of leadership and are committed to investing in their leadership journey. It's already been told statistically that people or brands rather that invest in leadership development experience a 7-to-1 return on what they invest in their leaders. So I want to really talk to you about vision for a minute. As I get involved in this particular topic and try to unpack this for you, I want you to think about this. What is a vision that never comes to pass? What is a vision that never comes to pass? If you have a vision and you keep a vision, but you never actually see that happen, what do we call that? What is that? So we want to talk about how to make a vision come to pass. And I want to talk to you about the power of this vision in your leadership. So when you think about this, leadership vision, my friends, it's that thing, that one central area of focus that provides clear direction. It provides purpose. It inspires action, and it produces commitment and buy-in from team members. So as a leader, we have to have vision, and it has to be very, very clear. Many times, leaders are often inspired. You know, leaders, you have this new thing, and it's a great idea, and it's inspired, and you're inspired by it, and you go to your team with it way too prematurely. You've not developed it, you've not vetted it, you don't understand it yourself. You were just excited. So when you have an emotional vision, there's nothing to hold on to because you don't know where you clearly want to go. I want to encourage you that when it comes to developing vision, you want to make sure that you are crystal clear, because a vision that's not crystal clear to you will always be foggy to your team. If you don't know exactly where you want to go, there's no way to make a plan. There's no way to have a strategy. You have to be very clear with where you want to go. Is it something that's achievable? Is it reasonable? Does it make sense? I know you have a great big vision, but have you taken time to vet it to make sure that you understand it? We're going to talk about this a little later, but articulation is critical. But step one is being very clear. And then when you look at vision, this is the larger picture of where we want to go. What's the purpose behind it? What do we hope to accomplish? Why is this significant? What impact will this have on my customers, on my clients, on my company, on my business? What is the purpose for what we're doing? What problem are we solving? What is the vision? Your vision should solve a problem. Your vision should identify and determine your existence. Your vision should give you very clear direction and focus. And for that, you must have a purpose. Now, when you can have the direction and you have the purpose, now you can really inspire others to come alongside you and be a part of what you're doing, because now you know where you want to go. When we have a vision for our team, and we can articulate this vision, it's going to help them want to act on the vision. See, the first part of vision that I think is so important is once you have it, you have to share it. But sharing it is only good if you get buy-in. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're clear on where we're going and why we're going there. And now we want others to join in with this process by wanting to act upon what we're teaching them and what we're sharing with them and what we're showing them. We want them to adopt the vision as their own, because team members who adopt the vision become committed team members, and they perform at a much higher level and more consistent level because they have buy-in. They believe in what you are doing. So understand, a leadership vision, it provides clear direction and purpose. It inspires action and commitment from team members. Now, let's dig a little deeper. See, I want to build upon this as we dig just a little bit deeper. Let's talk about the components of a compelling vision. You want it clear and you want to have direction, but you want it to be compelling. So when we talk about the essential components for a compelling vision, we talked about why the vision has to be clear is because we have to have clarity. Our vision must also be unique. It shouldn't be the same as every other vision on the street. And it ought to create some emotional resonance, right? It's got to be there for us to have a reason to want to do this. And so a winning vision, it's going to stir up the passion that's needed for execution. It's going to stir up loyalty among the team members to provide that stability for growth. So let's unpack this. Why is clarity so important? Clarity is so important because if you're not clear, you cannot get to a destination. When you're unclear, you begin to react as opposed to be a proactive leader. So clarity is key. We must have clarity among everything else. Now, when you're looking at your vision, I want to just say, is it very, very clear? Is it articulable? Can you tell someone what you're trying to do? Is it something I can look at and by reading it, it's not so wordy and confusing that I can't understand it? Is it crystal clear? Is it crystal clear what we actually see ourselves doing? You want to take your time and you want to get this vision right. I know that many of us have recently reset at the top of the year, and we have our vision, we have our mission, we have our core values, but we also have a plan of what we want to do for this year. And the way to make that plan happen is to be clear. And what I want to make sure that you understand is that when you cast a vision, the plans you put in beneath that vision must connect. And so there must be clarity. Now, what makes you different than everybody else who does what you do? Like I said, leadership has become a buzzword. Coaching has become a buzzword. But what makes you different? See, here at One Voice Leadership, we are able to impact high level CEOs and entrepreneurs because we understand your language, we understand your business, and our program is not some 5 steps for everybody that works. No, we come in, we learn your business, we learn you, and we learn your goals, and we help you to formulate those. And then we put you on a path to get there. And we're going to keep you on that process. That's what's unique, is we are able to learn what you do. What's unique about what you do? What's unique about your approach? What makes your vision different than anyone else's? And why would I want you to be a part of my business? And then when I'm sharing this, where is the emotional resonance? How can I get connected to this thing? How do I feel this passion for this thing? Well, what I know is in my business on a regular basis, I'm talking to very high level CEOs and executives. And what happens is oftentimes they don't have a safe place to communicate, to connect. They have to spend more time explaining everything to everyone to even have a good conversation. They often have no one to hold them accountable because they're holding everyone else accountable. These are problems that I solve. And so when you can connect that, what's going to happen is now you're going to create passion within the process because you're solving a problem. You're solving a problem. You're joining someone to your team. They're going to come in. They see they want to solve the same problems you want to solve, and we can better articulate this to our clients and our team members. And now we have a team that's excited to work with someone that's passionate about the mission that we're on, the vision that we have, what we want to see happen, that we want to put these resources in these people's hands, watch brands grow by 20, 30, and 40%. We want to see this happen. We want to take your idea from a hobby to a business. These are things that we do. I'm not sure what your business is, but I know what my business is. And when you can when you can articulate this and you understand that your vision must be compelling, it cannot be compelling if it's not clear. It cannot be compelling if it's not unique, and it cannot be compelling if it doesn't emotionally resonate with those you are trying to connect to, my friends. Listen, you are listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. I'm super excited to be with you here again this week. I want to remind you, we still have time. We are running out of time. We still have time to bring Live to Lead to you or your organization directly in a private showing. Simply DM us on one of our social media channels at Rodney R. Payne, and we'll be happy to get with you if you'd like to have us come out and take care of that for you. It's a great opportunity. We've got Craig Rochelle. We've got John Maxwell. We've got Jesse Cole, Savannah Bananas. We got Anthony Trucks. It's just so many people that we can bring to you with some unique leadership content. And we would love to come in and add value to you and or your leadership team. Back to this week's episode. We're talking about the power of vision in leadership. We've defined leadership. We've talked about the components of a compelling vision. Now I want to talk about how vision actually influences your team. See, vision should have an influence. What happens when I go in and do planning sessions? A lot of times I go in and you would be surprised at the number of people who can accurately articulate the company's vision. They have general, it may take 2 or 3 team members to come and put it together, but no one can really articulate it for themselves. Your vision must influence your team, but it cannot influence your team if your team does not know what your vision is. There should be morale developed around the vision. It should lead us to perform. See, when we don't know the vision, it's just neutral to us. It's something that's on a wall. It's in a frame. It just sits on the. We don't know what that is. But when we articulate this and we understand what's required, our vision should influence us. It should influence us. I know that your vision should shape your culture. It should shape your culture. It should be evident in everything you say and do. So if this is what we do, you should know by now. If you know nothing else, your host, the coach, Rodney Payne, is all about leadership. You're all about leadership. You know that. And so if we're not talking about building and developing leaders and adding value to people, that should actually increase. My team knows that we work in excellence because we are trying to, our goal, our mission, our aim, our vision is to see leaders created at a very high level and see them excel beyond their current lid based on what their capacity is and the work they're willing to put in. We are there to serve them and make them superstars. That is my goal. I tell everybody, when you hire me, I'm going to make you look like a superstar for hiring me. That is my goal, is to make my clients feel good, look good, perform well. That is my goal. You want to have be able to develop morale around your vision because your vision should influence. Now, when morale is high, what happens is the team performs. The team performs. When you have low morale or a poor culture, if we say that, your team underperforms. See, companies that effectively communicate their vision see a 33% increase in employees in employee engagement. That comes from Gallup, and I want you to understand that you cannot lose when you have a culture with a strong vision that influences. But if we don't spend the time, we could have the best vision ever. If we don't articulate it, if we don't communicate it, guess what? It does us no good, and we can't be on the same page. I want you to get this. This is so important to me. I want you to understand that when you begin to look at vision and you can link vision clarity to organizational success, that's what it is. If the vision is clear, you have a successful organization. An unclear vision often leads to an unsuccessful organization. So what I want you to understand is that organizations with well-defined visions report 60%, a 60% higher likelihood of successfully achieving strategic goals, all because of clarity of the vision. The vision influences, it's very clear. And now we can connect that to our success. When we know the vision, we understand the vision, we embrace the vision, we accept the vision, we go ahead and we then carry out the vision and we find successful organizations. Remember this, my friends, when you have a successful organization, it's because you have successful team members within the organization. So don't over celebrate your success while failing to recognize the success of your team. Recently, we had a great event with my team, and they pulled it off. It was phenomenal. It was out of our norm. It was an expanded experience, but because the team came together and everyone found success in their individual areas, we were able to have a wonderful event. Now, when it came time for me to do recognitions, I recognized the team, not me. I didn't say, "Oh, I've led the team." So no. It's not about that. It's about letting everyone know that we're all a part of our success. We've all had a role to play, and because of our individual success, collectively we have become successful. That's what this is about. So make sure that you are very clear. I know I've said clear in at least 3 or 4 thoughts today, but the point is if you have a vision that is unclear, you don't have a vision. If you have a vision that is unclear, you don't have a vision. So let me take a moment here and really see if we can add some practical thoughts to help us with this. I want some practical thoughts here to create and communicate a vision. So when you think about creating and communicating a vision, one underused technique is storytelling. Instead of reciting the vision, tell the story. I love to hear stories of where businesses and brands came from and what inspired the business and and tell the story. I like to see from soup to nuts what inspired you. I love working with great leaders. One of the things that we specialize here in One Voice Leadership is we specialize in decision making, and I oftentimes interview high level executives, entrepreneurs, serialpreneurs, etc. And when I'm talking to them, what I find they have in common is all of them are great decision makers. So the challenge for me became, how does one become a great decision maker? And so when I listen to the stories, one of the best stories I ever had, a gentleman, I asked him, I said, "You made a significant change to your business. It was out of the norm. It had never been done before. I want to know, why did you make that change? What was it about that change?" And this leader told me, they said, "Well, I wasn't sure it would work, but I knew what we were doing wasn't working and it wouldn't work. So what I had to do was I had to do the research, get as comfortable as I could to make the best decision possible, knowing that I had to make a decision to not stay the same. And as a result, made a game changing decision for the organization that has changed the trajectory of the organization for decades." But it was because, and when I was told the story is how I caught the vision. So sometimes you can use storytelling. Another way, just being practical here, is regular communication. Make sure you talk about your vision in your regular conversation. Let this be a part of your regular dialogue. No matter what. Your vision should be mentioned in your meetings. It should be mentioned in your communications. It should be mentioned in your press releases. It should be mentioned everywhere you can mention it in a way that it fits that particular setting. But you want to keep it in front of mind. There are things that I like to see on my team, so I say them all the time. You know one of them because you've heard it many times on this podcast, and it is simply this: I don't celebrate small victories, my friend. I celebrate all victories. You know it. You heard it here first. That is regular communication that we are going to be, we're going to be a brand that celebrates, not overly, not excessively, but right, correct for that particular season, that particular event. We're going to celebrate. Why? Because I believe that it creates momentum. I believe that if we don't stop and celebrate, we will have made a lot of progress, but we won't notice the progress because we're too busy looking for the next thing. I think we should stop and say thank you, get excited, get motivated, and go back. But at the same time, stop and celebrate. The other one, the next one I want to give you, and this is probably the last one for the day, but is this: lead by example. That's it. Lead by example. That way you can instill the vision in the organizational culture. You want a vision connected to culture. You want your vision to be the culture of your organization so that this is how we do things here. Vision. Sam Chan, thank you so much for that definition. The way we do things around here. I just simply love that. When I live out, you all know my word is model. When I model the vision in my leadership, my team receives that and we get on the same page. Listen, I want to tell you real quickly one more time, leadership vision is critical. You got to make sure that it's compelling. Your vision is compelling. You got to make sure that it influences morale and performance. You know that when you know the vision, you communicate it well, you articulate it correct, it's going to increase your business by about 33% of employee engagement. That's what's going to happen. And more engaged employees means a better organization. Understand, you've got to link your organizational success to clarity of the vision. When I'm clear, my vision, I ends up in organizational success. And then don't forget the tips I just gave you to help you to grow in your leadership, in connecting your vision, in making sure that you have people. Don't forget, storytelling was one we talked about. We talked about instilling the vision through modeling the vision as a part of the culture. That's what you want to do. What we're trying to do is help you understand today the power of vision in leadership. My friends, I am out of time. I'm so glad to be with you. Make sure that you are following us on all of our social media platforms. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Rodney R. Payne. Turn your notifications on and be the first to get the latest information that we have. We also are nearing the end of this season of Live to Lead, and we would love to bring it to you. Simply DM us, Live to Lead. We will get back with you and tell you how we can help you with that particular program by adding value to you and or your leadership team. It's a great on-site event, private showing, tailor-made with you. Have workshops that we can do a few things. We've got just a little bit more time on this, so I want you to reach out to me right away. Well, as always, my pleasure. I love hanging out with you here. I love the opportunity to add value to you, and I love hearing from you. So please reach out to me on my social media at Rodney R. Payne, where we can help you there, or visit our website, rodneyrpayne.com, to get more information. But you know what? This has been a wonderful opportunity for us to be together for the power of vision in leadership. And you have been listening to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Until next time, my friends, let's keep growing together.
You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice. Please remember to follow Rodney Payne on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Rodney R. Payne. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback, so please feel free to leave us comments. And if you would, rate and subscribe to the podcast, we'd appreciate that as well. Don't forget to set up for notifications so you can get the latest updates and social media posts and get new podcasts when they're released. As always, use the hashtag Speaking with One Voice or simply SWOV on any of your social media posts.